guys, today we're going to be learning about solving equations using multiplication and division. Very similarly, when we took a look at adding and subtracting to solve equations, we're going to use inverse operations. So when solving an equation, again, the first thing you must do is isolate the variable. You must get it all by itself. The inverse operation of multiplication is division, and the inverse operation of division is multiplication. Just like addition and subtraction, multiplication and division can undo each other. Once you find the value of the variable, what it's equal to, you're going to check to make sure your answer is a solution, that it does in fact make sense. The multiplication property of equality, just like that of addition and subtraction, states that when you multiply each side of the equation by the same number, the two sides will remain equal. And very similarly, the division property of equality states that when you divide each side of the equation by the same number, two sides will remain equal. There are two different ways to write division. One is as a fraction. The other is by using the division sign. Neither is wrong. However, especially when you get to high school, you're going to see a fraction bar used more often. Remember, we've talked about this, that fractions are in fact division. That 1/2 is really 1 divided by 2, and that's where we get the decimal. All right, so let's take a look at our first example. 4g is equal to 24. So, just like with addition and subtraction, first locate the equal sign and draw a line right down the center. All right, so the next step is I need to determine what operation is going on here. That's 4g. Well, 4g, remember when the letter, the coefficient, and the variable are squashed together, that means multiplication. So 4g means 4 times g. To undo that multiplication, I must divide. So I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. All right, remember that means division. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I'm left with 1g, or just g. And 24 divided by 4 will give us 6. Notice I'm not using the big equal sign bar here because that'll just confuse us. There's too many lines going on if we were to do that. So g equals 6. Let's check our answer. So we have 4g is equal to 24. All right. So we're going to replace g with 6. So that's 4 times 6. Now I'm going to use parentheses so we don't get confused with that being 46. So 4 times 6 is in fact 24. And that does equal the 24 we're hoping for. So 6 must be a solution. Let's try again. K divided by 5 is equal to 7. Again, this is where we're talking about it may be hard to guess. You might get some complicated problems. Off the top of your head, you might not know a number divided by 5 is 7, though you should if you know your times table. All right, so again, let's draw that line dividing the equation in two parts. And we're going to take a look. K divided by 5. Well, what's the opposite of division? It's multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 5 on both sides. All right, k divided by 5. So when I divide and I multiply, it cancels itself out. I'm left with k is equal to 7 times 5 is 35. Let's check. K divided by 5 is equal to 7. So instead of k, I want to use 35. So the question is 35 divided by 5 equal to 7? And sure enough, 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 7 is equal to 7. So 35 must be a solution. All right, there's just a few more important parts before we try something with a fraction. All right, so the multiplicative inverse property. Now this sounds a little bit funny, but multiplicative kind of sounds like the word multiplication. Inverse property. Now when we talk about inverses, we don't just have inverse operations, but we have inverse fractions, where all we have to do is flip the fraction over. So if I have the fraction 3 over 5, the inverse is 5 over 3. We've quite literally switched the numerator and the denominator. So the multiplicative inverse property states that a number multiplied by its reciprocal is always 1. For example, 3 over 5 times 5 over 3 is going to give me 1. 3 times 5 is 15, 5 times 3 is 15, and 15 divided by 15 is in fact 1, so this is true. If a number is being multiplied by a variable, you can isolate the variable by multiplying by the reciprocal of the coefficient. That's a lot of big words there. Alright, so reciprocal is telling us to flip the fraction over, and the coefficient, remember, is the number, and a fraction is just a number, that comes before the variable. So, let's take a look. We have 1/2 g is equal to 6. Remember, that's 1/2 times g. So what we're going to do is multiply by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1. Okay? Whatever we do to one side, we must do to the other. All right. So, 2 over 1 times 1 over 2. That gives me 2 over 2, or just 1. So I'm left with g. And I apologize, I did forget to split my equal sign here. And now I'm multiplying 6 times 2 over 1. If it makes you more comfortable, remember 6 can be written as a fraction as long as we put it over 1. 6 times 2 is 12. And 1 times 1 is 1. But 12 over 1 is simply 12. So our g is going to equal to 12. We need to double check that. So we have 1/2 times g is equal to 6. So instead of g, we're going to replace that with 12. 1/2 times 12, or half of 12. So is half of 12 6? It sure is. I would get 12 over 2, and 12 over 2 gives me 6. So 6 is equal to 6, and that's my answer. Now it's time to try the practice problem.